Yeah, so we probably brought opportunities to about 25 million members at this point. And John mentioned as well, there could be multiple ways you do that. Like I said, it could be email, text, telephone. It could be a mailer. It could be an in-person intervention from the pharmacist. So I'd say really, think of it as 6 to 7 different channels that you could potentially bring that education or that opportunity to. And we've been able, I think, to really show a lot of success, really using a combination of all of those channels, right? That can meet the patient, really where they are. When it comes to in person, I think the opportunity is really tremendous, but the bar is also higher, right? So, what's the right study at the right time where a pharmacist or a tech or a nurse practitioner, bringing you that opportunity matters. So, I'd say doing it where it's going to have the greatest impact and the most and be most welcome for members is important. And then really being thoughtful, like I said, about what combination of channels you use to ultimately give a member the kind of opportunity they're looking for.
John, chime in about Walgreens. What are you guys doing about educating about trials to the community?
Yeah, absolutely. I would add to that. I wanted to kind of pick up on the point that Tony had about the different channels for being able to reach patients with the right opportunities. Often we start by mapping out patient journeys as they're engaged in treatment. And, one of the things that comes to mind for me is especially pharmacy and the ways in which we can help connect patients to registries when they begin on treatment, for example, in ways that are very time sensitive and might not otherwise be available to those patients. And so we have a relationship with those patients where we can make them aware of particular opportunities at a time when essentially no one else is able to reach them. And we're able to answer very important questions for the patient community and for pharma about the efficacy of treatments over time, the safety. And so I think there are a lot of different ways in which we can fit campaigns to the right channels to be able to reach patients in the ways that make most sense for them. But I think as Tony said, a lot of that starts by talking to and understanding your patient communities and starting to understand that what might work for one protocol or one population won't work for everyone. And starting from that point and really building out campaigns that are fit for purpose. And then really leaving yourself the ability to test and calibrate over time so that you're meeting the needs of the trial. It's one thing to start with a hypothesis and a funnel of what a recruitment campaign might look like. It's another to really start to prove it out in reality. And we have the tools to be able to adjust, to be able to calibrate and to roll out campaigns in different geographies to suggest to sponsors where they might want to add sites into trials, for example, in order to significantly expedite their timelines, or to look at allocating spend to different channels of outreach. And so there's just an enormous opportunity to be able to become much more sophisticated about the way that we flex between different channels of outreach to patients, and to do so in a way that allows for much greater control, in a way that is more sensitive to where patients are in their journeys as we engage.